Hi all, this is Hani. Welcome back to our channel Code with Hani. Today we are going to solve September day 19 LeetCode challenge, which is design spreadsheet. So we will be given a spreadsheet which is a grid of 26 columns labeled from A to Z and a given number of rows. Okay, so how many number of rows that they are giving, that number of rows and the corresponding A to Z columns will be available in a given spreadsheet. So we have to implement a spreadsheet class, initialize a spreadsheet with 26 columns labeled A to Z and a specified number of rows. All cells are initially set to 0. So void set cell, what we will be doing is, so whenever the cell which is A1, B1 or A2, B2, whatever the cell number they are passing, and the value will be getting updated to the corresponding value which they are given. Okay, reset cell is nothing but you are resetting the corresponding cell value to 0. Get value, they will be giving you the formula of x and y. X and y can be numbers or they both can be a cell, whatever it is. So we have to do those two, we have to add and we have to return the value. Got it? Here if you see A1 plus 6, A1 we have reset to 10. Okay, so 10 plus 6 you have to return 16. Here 5 plus 7 they might give, then you have to return straight away 12. We don't need to fetch any cell. So here if you see A1 plus B2, A1 got updated to 10 and B2 got updated to 15. So 10 plus 15, 25 we have to return. Got it? Reset cell, they have given A1 to reset to 0. So again you have to reset to 0. So if you have reset, here A1 plus B2 would have given 10 plus 15, 25. Once you are resetting the A1, now A1 will got updated to 0. Now A1 plus B2 will give you 15 because A1 got resetted to 0. So yeah, this is the given question and we have to implement all this function. Let's see how we can implement and how we are going to approach this given question. So yeah, this is how the spreadsheet will look like. So basically 0 to 26 will be like A, B, C, D, right? So this will be A1, B1, C1, D1, E1 and will be Z1. Okay, here it will be 1, 2, 3. So A2, D2, Z2. So this is how. So now you have initialized like this a spreadsheet. Okay. Now let's assume you have an array of values. So at 1 you have this A1, B1, what all the columns you have C1 till Z1. At 2 the same. You will be having A2 till Z2. At 3 you have like this. Okay, cells at 0 to 2D array if you have 0, 1, 2. So if they give get value minus 5 plus 7, so we have to convert this into a array of values which will be like 5 comma 7. Okay, so then that will if you do plus it will return you 12. Okay, let's implement the get value function later. Now let's talk about initialization. I initially will think of creating an array like this. So if it is whatever the number of rows they have given, you create that much array and you will be just appending the one. If it is first array, update like the second array, third array like this. If you would have updated, so set cell A1. So what you will be doing A1, then you have to split this as well from A. We have to convert this A1 as well to A and 1 to a number to identify which row and we have to fetch. So instead of that, we know the number of rows and what all the values for everything. For even get value also we'll be needing the row number, right? So we are thinking to use hash map. So what we will be doing, we'll be having a self dot cell map which is empty initially. Okay, so now at initialization method they will be giving you the number of rows, right? We will be giving a number of rows. So what we will be doing, we know columns will be A to Z. So I'll be creating a string A till Z. Okay, now for I in range the number of the rows. So you want 1 till rows will be, if they have given 3, what we will be going 1 to 3, not 0 to 2. Got it? So what we will be doing will be traversing from 1 till rows plus 1. Got it? So now you know the column, right? So for call in columns, now you are updating the self dot cell map of. Now we have to convert that in call is a string already, plus this is a integer, so it should be a string, right? Because they will be giving a1 a2 b2 or a string, so let's convert this as well string and set it to 0. So then what our hash map will be looks like a1 b1 b2, sorry, c1 till z1 if it is a one row and with the value 0. If the rows were 2, then you will be like B8 till Z2. Like that, how many number of rows that they have given, we would have stored that many values in a hash map with the default value 0. So since you have set that hash map, so if you want to set cell easily you can do, right? Now if you want to set def set cell, okay, a1. So now you know a1 is already king. So what you can do, self, whatever they are giving as a cell value here, cell they will pass. So self dot cell map, you can pass the cell and you can set the value to whatever the value that they will be passing. So cell comma value they will pass. So again reset cell, if they also they will give you cell, then you can do the same self dot cell map of cell equals to 0. Okay, so by using hash map we are doing all this operation at order of 1, right? So now def get value, okay, that we will be passing a formula here. So now we have to, this is a string, right? Now we have to convert into an array that consists of only a1 or b2 or the nums. So for that we will be using the regex. So def extract tokens and you will be passing this formula. So now if you see at any given string, you will be passing into this formula in a regex map and you have to return something together. You will be returning the value. So this is the regex find all, will find you this all the characters that matches you the regex which you are passing. So the regex will consist of, can be either digit, okay, or it can be A to Z followed by a digit. So these are the two things that we want in an array, right? It can be A1 6 or B1 7 or 6 7 something, whatever present in the given string, that only we want. So that's what we will be going to write. What is the regex formula is, it can be any A to Z followed by a digit, okay. Plus means only one. It can be A, only A to Z, and plus means at least one should be present, okay. Then followed by a digit. Got it? If not, or operation we will be using. 2. Now or else will present only one digit. So this you have to return. This is what our regex will be. Present like that, just return. So it will be returning you an array of a1 6 or 5 comma 7 or a1 comma b2, whatever matches that this regex will find and return. Once it is returned, now you know this formula array equals to extract formula will you will give Once it's extracted, now what we will be need only first num and second num. So what we will do, self dot cell map of formula array of 0, we will take, okay, we will take the a1 value, self map of a1, whatever the value is, we will take if formula array of 0 is present in cell map, else we can convert it to a integer. So yeah, if it is a cell, obviously that will be present and we will be fetching it from the cell map. If not, it can be a 6 5, that numbers as well, right? So in that case we will be converting it to integer. The same way we will be doing for the second number as well with array of 1. So then we will be returning, now we got first num and second num, so we'll be just doing the plus. Okay, this is how we'll implement, so that we'll be getting all the function, we'll be getting all the results at order of 1 to the max. Yeah, so set value also can be done. So cell map of a1, we have already find out all the cells, we have already stored all the cells in a hash map, so you can do those values at equals to 0, and get value also you can get those corresponding values at order of 1. Yeah, only we have to figure out the regex, that also will be done in order of 1 passing. I hope this makes sense. Let's take a look at the time and space complexity for this approach. So if you see, we are storing the cell map of the number of rows that are given, right? So time complexity will be order of 1, but space complexity will be like, even though that cell will be needed or not, we are resetting the cell to, we are traversing through the rows and we'll be storing the each value. So m into 26 will be rows, let's assume it is a m, and we will be storing that in a map. So even though whether that value will be needed by the get value or not, we are storing that in a cell and we are resetting the 0. But if we are using a default dict, okay, of int, we don't need to store the each cell values at any point. We can just fetch it at, if the cell was present, it will give you the value, else it will give you 0, right? So by then, instead of traversing here and storing it, we'll be just removing all this and we'll be using a default dict here. So by default dict, you can okay, even though that cell doesn't exist, for example, now we haven't stored anything, so when it does a set value will be calling, so this will not create any issues. It will create a1, and for example here a1, right? So it will create a1 and equals, put it equals to 10. Okay, now only a1 will be having a 10. So when you are calling a get value of b2 plus 6, okay, now b2 wasn't stored, right? So now only we have a1 which is 10, that is stored in a hash map. Now when you are calling get value of b2 plus 10, if you are doing by any chance, now our regex extract tokens will return you b2 comma 10. So now it will check self dot cell map of formula array of 2, but it will not present, right? So what it will you return, it will go into int of b2, it will go, because in default if the key was present, if doesn't present and you are accessing, b2 was not present and you are accessing, it will give you value 0. But if you check whether the key is present, got it, whether that is present in the cell map or not, it will not give you Okay, it is present. So what we have to do, we have to figure out whether that a1 is a digit or string. So by then we will know, okay, if it is a digit, then we will be converting it to a int. If not, we will be returning the 0. Got it? So yeah, that's a one modification we will be doing for that def get value. So now it will consist of b1 comma 10. Okay, but b1 we haven't stored. Okay, b1 was not there. In that case, what it the previous approach, it will check for b1 was present in the cell. Earlier we used to generate all the rows and cells, but now we have to avoid storing of all those until we need. Okay, if it doesn't have any value other than 0, what we are using a default dict. Default dict will consist only, it will, as we have discussed, default dict only will give you when you are trying to access b1 of cell map. It will give you 0 if that is not present, but if you are checking whether b1 is present in cell map, it won't give you true because b1 is actually not present, right? So that's why we will be going with resolve function to def resolve, and you will be passing a value. So if value dot is digit, so maybe why we are checking if it is 10 something like that, you can straight away convert it to a int of value. Else now you can return del self dot cell map of. So now it will return you 0. Default dict, you can access the value, but if you are checking whether that value is present in the cell map, it won't give. So if you are checking as per the previous code, what we have written, we have checked if formula array of 0. Now if you are checking this, now it will tell you it was a previous case. Okay, self dot cell map of a formula array of 0 will give you b1. So which is present in cell map, then it will return you no. So then it will go into a conversion of int of that formula array of 0, which will throw you an error because it's not a integer, it's not a digit to convert, right? So that's why we have to check whether if it is a digit, convert, else return self dot self map of value, so it will return you 0. Got it? So 0 plus 10 will give you 10 as a answer. So this is the one modification, additional function that we need to do when you are using a default dict to avoid the space complexity. Now the space complexity will not be m cross 26 always. It will be the number of the cells. Instead of storing all the cells which was not needed, we will be just setting whenever we are using a default dict to get a 0 to avoid storing unnecessary cells. So yeah, that is the exact solution that we have used to solve the given problem. If you see, initially we have used a rows array to store all the cell so that we can fetch those cell values at order of 1. So here if you see, even though b2 c2 was not even needed, we are storing it in a cell map that will, so that will consume more space, right? So instead of that, we have used a default dict as we have discussed here. So we have used a default dict. So when you are resetting the cell to the 0, also we are deleting the cell until if that particular cell has a value, we won't store it in the cell. So we are checking, as I told, since we are not storing it the cell, so whenever you are passing fetching that extract tokens formula a1 b1, something was not present in the cell map. So if you convert as per the previous conditions, if you see cell map of formula 0, we will take only if formula 0, formula array of 0 present in cell map. So since even we are using a default deck, this will return you it's not present, so it will try to convert it to an int of a1 or b2, whatever the cell that they are giving, if that is not present in the default dictionary. So to avoid that, we are adding additional function called result. So if it's a digit only, it will convert, else it will fetch the cell map of token, which will give you 0, since we are using a default tick. So yeah, by that first num second num will be generated, and you will be converting that to first num, so that we are avoiding the space complexity of all number of all the cells, except the ones which we are actually have the value. So here we have explained a bit better. So here set cell will, since it's a map, you can perform that operation at order of one. Reset cell also, get value also, regex extraction, get value also can be done in order of one. Regex extraction, see, order of one, since all formula always has only two operands. So in total, all these functions will operate at order of one because of hash map. And the space complexity, if you take cell map only store the explicit set cells. So let's assume m cells are the assigned cells, so it will take order of m. Initially it will be number of rows and multiplied by 26. So that many cells will get stored in the cell map. Now whatever the assigned cell values only will get stored. So by then we'll be saving a huge amount of space. Yeah, I hope this is clear to you guys. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be glad to assist. The GitHub link to the solution will be provided in the video description. For your reference, you can go and check it out. If you found this video helpful, I would truly appreciate if you could like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Your support will motivate me to do more videos daily. Yep. Thanks for watching.